and welcome to another stream here on Behance and YouTube. My name's Daviscourt. I am a children's book illustrator, and you guys are popping off in the chat, and I appreciate you. And flesh wounds, apparently. Anthony, what is that?
Didn't you see about Jake Green?
I haven't been reading the whole time because I have a duty to... Great
oh,
start.
dear.
Great start. We have a lot to say. We might not say it well.
Hey, that's my line.
What was I gonna say? I haven't been reading the chat because I've hosted Twitter, which is my sacred duty for the stream. Okay, I gotta get us out there, so you're welcome.
Thank you. This happened the other day.
What happened the other day?
Jake was playing with Puppy and getting a treat from the puppy's mouth and hurt his finger.
Oh, is
had to go to the hospital.
His finger got hurt? No, the dog was like, I taste man flesh. And it just, right in there. So, Jake, watch out.
Watch out. He says it's not lost, just mangled.
Just a little mangled. It's all good. What was that? It was the Simpsons bit where they were like, it's airborne. It's just a little airborne. It's still good. It's still good. Do you guys remember that? Rotisserie pig? What do they call those?
Rotisserie pig. Pig.
There's a name for
rotisserie.
that. Anyways, hey,
I don't know.
How you doing?
Good.
You have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a really busy weekend. You know what happened on Saturday?
Yeah. But I don't know much of what happened. I just messaged you and you're like, it's the wedding day.
It's the wedding day. I'm gone. So, James's cousin Patrick, my cousin too, if you count, the marriage, got married.
But who's counting?
I don't want to sound like, it's James's cousin Patrick. Like, he's my cousin too. I love him. Anyways, Patrick and Jocelyn got married, and it was the biggest thing that we've done so far in the pandemic. Now, we were as safe as humanly possible. We wore fresh KN95s around basically everyone. Some of his family members we knew were vaccinated and being very safe with their lifestyle, so we were hanging out with them. And mostly staying around them the entire time, like when eating and everything. But it was such a good time just to see the family again and to be outside. You know how that goes, Anthony. Fresh air. Oh. And it was a beautiful venue and everything. It was about 2 hours away. And over the course of a few days, I feel like we drove so much because James had to also go to the rehearsal the day before. And it was a lot, but it was very fun. Anyways, that was my weekend. So how about you?
It was good. We watched Rose Red. It's like a TV series from early 2000s about a haunted mansion.
Ooh.
It's very dated and very made for TV.
I want them to do that, but in the Crimson Peak mansion, because I love that building. That setting was so good. If you haven't seen Crimson Peak, just look up pictures of Crimson Peak. That's what the house is called. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I would love a campy, goofy thing to happen in that place. So it's it's beautiful and spoopy.
And spoopy.
Mix those two things. But anyways,
I'm glad. Friday night, Gary came over and we went to a Filipino food cart in Northeast, and we called in an order and picked it up and brought it back home and watched Bob's Burgers while we ate it. It was very delicious.
Nice. What'd you get?
He posted a photo of it on his Instagram.
Reposted on the Discord. Reposted on the Discord.
I'll have to, and I'll have to ask him what the food was called, or go to the website and find out names of things that I don't remember.
For sure. Hirano's Panda has to do some classwork, but they'll be back, and you have a good time with your classwork. Good job getting it done. Stay on top of it, especially with this daylight savings in Australia. Confusing everyone, but also it's time to do your homework. Do it. Just calculations.
Oh, okay, so I'm on their menu. We got the chicken adobo. We got the sisig gulay. It's jackfruit and mushroom and tamari and calamansi with rice, chili mayo, soft-boiled egg, and Fresno chilies.
Only thing I don't recognize on that is calamansi. Do you know what that is?
I think it's a type of lime.
Ooh. Love a good lime.
Yeah. Also known as Calamondin, Filipino or a Philippine lime or Philippine lemon. It's a citrus
Either
hybrid.
or, you know. Lemine.
It looks like a lime on the outside, and when you cut into it, it looks like an orange.
So it's just all the citrus all together. Ooh, have you
Yeah.
ever seen, I think they're called finger limes?
Finger limes? No, are they just long?
I think they are long on, but the notable thing is when you cut into them, they have, you know, basically like the pulp that holds the juice in like any
Like a
citrus
regular
fruit.
finger. Jake knows about the pulp and fingers and how it can come out.
Stop! You gross. So, you know how little like pulps are usually together? Well, this one's just every one of them is segmented. So when you open them, they just start bursting out like they've been like in there, and they're like blah, 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 blah. And it looks cool, and I like it. And it comes out kind of like caviar once it's out, so it looks fancy if you put it on top of stuff. So I'm gonna look it up and show you a picture.
We also got something called kari kari fries, which are French fries topped with kari kari gravy. Kari kari is Filipino peanut stew with braised beef, topped with pickled Fresno chilies.
Oh ho ho!
And then for dessert, we got babinka, which is sweet coconut rice baked in a banana leaf topped with coconut crumble, coconut shreds, butter, brown sugar, dehydrated babinka, gluten-free, contains eggs and dairy. And then we also got a beverage. I think it was calamanti tea.
No.
It was very good.
Nice. Look at my screen.
Oh, wow. It does come out funny.
I love it. It's like little juice beads.
Little juice beads.
Little juice beads. I love it. Anyways, yeah, they are pretty long. And apparently they come in different colors. I don't know.
I like the green one.
What?
Wow.
Green one?
I like the green one.
Okay, I'll get you one. I don't know where they are, but I'll find it. I'll find it and I'll get it to you.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Right? Oh, can you imagine that coming off a tree? You'd just be like, little treasures.
Little treasures.
I seriously just love fruits and vegetables and like the earth. What it produces, it's so good. Anyways, so apparently Joe is hitting it up with all of the puns going on today. Jake said, "Oh boy," and Joe said, "A toy." Do you like that laugh? It was just for you, Joe. Also, Tyler says, "OMG, those sound delicious." The fries.
They were delicious.
Nom. Oh. Joe says, "Not much known fact. Finger limes freak me out." Okay, I'll get rid of them. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry.
I made a Kalamata olive loaf for the first time in forever. It came out a delightful ball. I cut into it before remembering to take a pic, and it's already half gone now. You hardly could even tell.
Reading what I typed.
Some
they
people
just
might.
Think you made it.
No, I doubt that. Who in the chat thought that was me talking about my life making
everyone. I'm Gary Oldman. By the way, I'm gonna start drawing. Actually, I have to talk a little bit before.
Oh, now comes the talking.
I have to talk about the drawing. Okay, so this is where we left it off last time. We worked on it. There are several different iterations going on. Stuff happened. Things were things, and then I decided let's start over. So
yeah.
We actually ended the last stream looking at some new reference that got me really excited and kind of what made me want to change the direction a little bit. So I redrew this on the iPad, and I just wanted to take it a little bit slower. I know that this might seem, I don't know, less satisfying or whatever. I don't know. I have different feelings about it where it's like, I don't know how judgy you guys are.
Oh, wow.
What do you think? No, I think my natural instinct is to be defensive of like, I'm going slow, but I promise it'll be cool or whatever. But I think that you guys are totally fine with whatever we do as long as we do it. So,
Rynn says, so judgy, insert judgy eyes
judgy.
Here. Also, we have Yusra in the chat. Hi, Yusra.
Hey, Yusra, how are you? It's been so long. Oh my gosh. How's everything going? Tell me about your life. I want to know. Also, Jake says geometry, which, simple geometry. Is that Sigma, right?
No, that's Hanzo, I think.
Oh.
Or maybe Sigma says it as well, but Hanzo used to have this move called Scatter Shot,
Yeah.
and then based off of where you would hit it, he would have a voice line called Simple Geometry, but they updated his kit, so I don't know if he still says that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I haven't played Overwatch in a long time.
Same. Longer than even you, because I just stopped.
Yeah.
I just stopped. I have been playing a little bit of Animal Crossing here and there. And
yeah? How's your island?
My island. When I take breaks from it, I think I fall more in love with it, where I'm just like, oh, yeah, this is a good island. And then other parts I still want to improve, but I'm not quite sure if I have a vision for it yet, so I just let my, let it simmer in my brain for a while. That's basically where I'm at. But, what was the thing the other day? Oh, there was a star shower. Shooting stars? What do they call that? Meteor shower. Yeah?
Meteor shower, yeah.
And that was the most exciting thing that's happened in a while, because I haven't had that for a long time. And so I got the special stars. Basically what you have to do is, you don't have to, if you want to, you pray on the little stars as they come down, and then the next day they wash up on shore. And you can also talk to Celeste, who is owl
Blathers.
character that's the sister of the other owl character, which runs the museum called
Blathers.
Thank you. I know his name, I just have no brain today. Anyways, so yeah, Celeste gives me a DIY for the Libra scales, and then I got the special Libra star bits, and then I also had enough gold, so I made the Libra scales and I put them in my library, and it was great. It was just a great day. I enjoyed that. Anyways.
Nice.
That's my story.
Yusra says, I'm finally done with my German exam.
Woo-hoo!
And I'd like to think I have some free time, but I really don't.
Oh no. You can.
And I think CC might have said meteor instead of meteor. So it was like a meteor. Meteor shower. And Jake Green goes on to say, I haven't played AC in so long. Alessandra's in the chat with more Pokemon Warriors on Discord.
Ooh, very nice.
What we got today? Are these from Target? I want to see if Fred Meyer has them.
By the way, there is a link in the description to our Discord. Every once in a while I'll bring it up just to show you cool things like... Oh no, I'm going to really mispronounce it. The restaurant you went to. And also Alessandra's Pokemon cookies, which are the coolest thing I've ever seen. So we've got I was gonna call him Chikorita. Cyndaquil.
It's Cyndaquil.
Squirtle, Gricky, and Bulba. Ow, my throat already hurts. Gricky, Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil's so cute.
Both of these look really good. Like, out of all the cookies that we've gotten on the Snackaroos channel, I feel like these translated the best. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the Cyndaquil one a lot.
Definitely. It's a little flame on.
But
I also like for Gricky the little like fat ears and then the little leaves up here. Oh, so cute. There's more?
Which one do you think is the worst?
Let's see here. Let's see.
I think Squirtle reads a little funny.
Charmander is kind of a demon.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
There's a flame, like...
You don't really get the roundness of his head when it's flat.
Definitely, yeah. It's like super flat on. Well, and I think it's also his nose. Just like doing little nostrils that are supposed to be inset, but they're outset. Just makes it a very off-putting kind of thing. I almost feel like they should have filled his head and then dug in where the details were. But I don't know. I'd have to see it that way to understand. But overall, I think they did a really good job. So I'm very happy about them. And also, Alessandra, thank you for sharing them. This has been always fun to see. Also, we didn't really talk about Bulbasaur. Okay, so he's got his little, little designy things on there. That works. And a few lines for his little bulb. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I think Gricky and Cyndaquil are still my faves. For the cookie versions. Although they are very cute.
I like how you say that Pokemon's name.
Say again?
I like how you say that Pokemon's name.
What?
Gricky.
Is that how I say it?
That's how you said it. 3 times, I want
And
to say.
is it how
A Grooky
it's
cookie.
supposed to be? Is it Grokey or something?
I think it's Gru.
Grooky?
Yeah, I think it's Grooky.
I like Grooky.
I like Grooky too. Grooky cookie. Cookie Grooky.
Grooky, you are cute. But hey, everybody
D
put
in the
your
chat. User says, I
phonetic
like
spelling.
Bulbasaur.
Hey D, what's up?
Grooky.
Everybody loves Bulbasaur. Come on. As in, you're right. Not as in, like, you can't be because everybody loves him. But just, like, it's a good thing to love. Thing? Person? Character? Yes.
What color palette are you going for?
I don't really know. I'm putting down colors and now I'm like, so okay, I always drift towards warmer colors, but this is a rainy scene, which makes me want to go more like blue grays, but then I'm also torn because I really like these colors over here. But then if you put them all together, it's just rainbow. And so it's like, what are you doing? I mean, rainbows are great, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, what's the dominant color? What's it going to be mainly?
You could have it during a certain time of day where the lighting would make all the cool colors warmer, but you could still get the wet quality with the content.
But the thing is, okay, so when we started this piece, the idea was a cozy rainy day. Now, to me, that says misty, foggy kind of rainy day, where it's like you're inside, and that was where, like, you know, he's getting shelter from the log thing and all that stuff, and so it's like a little cozy warmth in this world of wet, foggy, rainy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cute. I like that.
But
do you want to subvert those internal expectations and just do something different?
I think we'll maybe do a few options. How about that?
What was that you were showing me beforehand by that other artist on Pinterest?
That's exactly what I'm looking at right now. I said, let's go shopping. So
let's go shopping. Oh, is that what you meant?
Just Pinterest. I followed it down a mini rabbit hole.
So super awesome.
We were looking at a lot of Matt Forsyth's work, who I highly recommend you follow and check out the work of because it is amazing. Ooh, see, this could be a good option for colors, where it's like blue and pink. So I get that pink that I love, but then also there's that overwhelming, like, I don't know, what would you call that feeling that you get from like fog?
Mysterious?
I find it like, I guess, comforting, but in a more specific way, where it's like Pacific comfort. That's what I'd call it. Pacific Northwest. It's a very specific feeling that you get from living in the Pacific Northwest. If you don't get depressed by the raininess, then you get comforted by it, and that's what I choose to be. So there you go. So this could be a good option. Let's see here. I'm just looking for color right now. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Although I will get distracted, just remember that. Come on. Let's see. See, like, this to me makes me feel rainy things, like oh gosh, I hate that you can't like hover over it and have it stay. But anyways, the kind of dull, slightly greenish blue, and then that warm green with it. I love that, but then also I'm not drawn to it. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, I like the feeling when you like look at it, but when I'm on a page full of other pieces of artwork, I'm not like, ooh, that color scheme is my favorite. Get what I say? Get what I'm saying?
Get what I say.
Do you understand? Oh, I went back to home. Can't remember which piece I was on to get me down that rabbit hole, but basically we're just looking through to see, probably this Matt Forsyth piece. We're just looking through to see what kind of colors give the vibe. Oh, I do love this one so much for warm rainy day. And obviously it makes it feel rainy because there's like reflective, it's all puddle, but also back here, it's so like the atmosphere is completely fogged out, and I love that so much. But it's still got really warm colors. But I think what I love about this piece is mostly how it's treated, like those things that I just said, the reflection and the stuff like that. Not necessarily the colors. It's not like, oh my gosh, those colors are my favorite thing in the world. Whereas sometimes I look at like a Matt Forsyth piece and I'm like, oh my gosh, those are my favorite colors in the world. And they're all warm. Am I broken? Do I only like warm things?
No.
Tell me, Anthony.
You have lots of cool pieces. I'm looking at them now.
Shh, don't look at those. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is put down some colors from what I've gathered here in our shopping. But then also I want to do a black and white or grayscale study to figure out our values first. Because that's definitely it was one of the pitfalls that we ran into with this version of the piece, was the values were not very figured out before we started. So, away with ye, rainbow. You're beautiful, but not for this. Anyways, I know I'm talking so much over the chat. What are they all saying?
Well, being simulcasted, so we have a couple of new people.
Adobe Live, how are you doing? I'm Anna Daviscourt. I'm a children's book illustrator. This is Anthony Sims. He's my best friend and reader of the chat. And we're here doing a piece for the third time and starting from scratch, basically. That's how we do.
We're also talking about the Discord channel and how it got a revamp during Lightbox. And
Absolutely.
If you're just joining, you have to make sure to go to the rules channel and click the little chicken.
The little chick, so that you could be a stream peep.
Yeah.
Basically just agreeing that you're going to be a cool person and not a bad person. So that's what we like. And it's more, you're not like signing, what do you call it? Like the terms of conditions or whatever. Terms and conditions. But it's much more like, you know what we're expecting of you. It's just a social agreement. So don't worry about signing it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
but, I mean,
yeah.
We will kick you out if you're bad.
Of course, but this is us, like, telling you what we expect
Preemptive
from you,
strike.
not making a contract.
It's your own fault if you do it.
Okay, I'm gonna make one more color, and it's gonna just be, like, a deeper, darker gray. No, that's not. That's too that. Alright, there we go. More purpley. Yeah, okay. So I think this is one of the pride colors. Is this... Is it bi or trans? I'm not as familiar with the flags off the cuff as I should be. Do you know, Anthony? Blue, purple,
Tyler says
and
it's
pink.
Bi flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like a very light pastel version of it, but yeah.
Nice. I mean, yeah, I'm not doing it exactly. I'm just saying. Gotta love it. Okay, so what I want to start with is probably like a medium gray, and then I'll go to the darks and lights. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do a lighter chair, maybe with a darker mouse, possibly. The chair is a really easy framing element to use, which means that whatever we make the chair, we can make the mouse pop off of it, because the mouse is basically all encompassed in this shape. Oops, that's not light enough. Beep, 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 beep. Something like that. And I might do a few different value studies as well, just to make sure that it's what we really want. Not just fake want, but like really, really want. And honestly, I just accidentally tripped into a Spice Girls song. You know how that happens sometimes. What you really, really want. Not laughing at all, Anthony? Wow. So funny. Thank you for the vindication.
Well, last time I brought up the Spice Girls, you were like, oh, that's weird.
What? What did you say about them that made me say it's weird? Because I'm sure that was valid.
It was about that super muscular guy flexing his pecs, and they thought it looked like a squirrel jumping between the two.
Yeah, that's... I remember
So, spice up your life with that, huh?
Hey, just like a booty board.
No context. Jake Green says, so tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And then Rynn says, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Absolutely. I like this chat. Tell me what you want. What you really, really want. We're here for feedback. You want us to play Spice World in the background of all the videos? Darn it. Darn you, DMCA! Okay, values. Yes. Good. I can value. I value this. There are screens
Rynn
outside.
asks, I really, really, really want a zig a.
Zig Do you not know the song?
Well, she asked with a question mark, so I'm assuming that she was writing it questioningly.
If you want my future.
Hardonimus says, I want chocolate ice cream, and Jake Green says, I've cream is good.
Ice cream is good. It's very good indeed. I have chocolate ice cream. Wait, no, actually, we only have vanilla ice cream right now. But last night we mixed candy into it because we got our Halloween candy, and it was top choice.
Ibrahim in the chat saying, talking about raining, I found an amazing illustration by Matt Rockefeller. I'll share it on Discord in Creative Shout.
Yes, please do. Yeah, Matt Rockefeller is another fantastic artist. It's not in there yet. But they will be. It will be.
Rynn clarifies, because zig I is what I heard as a kid, but I'm not sure if what they're actually saying. It's been a while.
Nice.
And User says, oh, I really missed a live stream so much, and I can't believe I'm finally attend one. It's so fun. And Jake Green says, ice.
Ice, baby. And now we just like from one song into another, baby. Matt Rockefeller, oh my gosh, so good. Anthony, do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so many good pieces. Yeah, I believe I found Matt Rockefeller probably from Pinterest because I remember seeing this piece a million times, which I do love. But also, I believe he worked on Other Worlds.
The Mitchells versus the Machines? Maybe not.
You want him to?
It looks maybe like he could have.
This looks like a rainy piece. I like it. Man, that texture just works. Other Worlds, though. I want to look that up. Wait here. Let me... Oh, wait. I lost it.
Wade in the chat.
Oh my gosh, what's happening? Wade, what's
Ibrahim
up?
says he worked on Wolf Boy.
You're a wolf boy, get out of this town. No way, Wolf Boy. That was the one we were talking about last stream, right?
Mm-hmm. Jake Green says, I'm on mobile and being autocorrect.
And being autocorrect. You're very autocorrect. What was I looking at? Other Worlds. Books. That's what it's gonna be. No, it's not called Other Worlds. What is it called? The Five Worlds? 5 Worlds? I think they're really beautiful. Yes, I nailed it. Haha. Okay, so the 5 World books. I think I only got up to the second one, I want to say. I have the ebooks of them. And oh my gosh, I am very impressed and want to read all of them. I just need to get around to it because they good. And they're very pretty. So yeah, Matt Rockefeller is one of the artists on this. Let's see. Mark Siegel, Alexis Siegel, Xanthi Boma, Matt Rockefeller, and Boya Sun are all the artists on this. Or creators. I don't know who's writing it, honestly. But yeah, they're amazing. Check them out. And thank you so much, Ibrahim, for the creative shout for that. That's awesome. Great use of the Discord all around.
Mm-hmm. Alessandra asks if it's raining here as well.
Nope, not right now, I don't believe. Although every night, Anthony, have you noticed that it's extremely foggy at night?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, it has been. Look out your window, boy.
We're far enough away that our weather conditions will differ.
That's true. Sometimes, though, I look down our street and there are copious amounts of street lights. And usually I'm like, darn you, light pollution. I really wish they would just like take out half of them because we do not need all of them. But then the foggy nights, I'm like, they're so pretty.
I know, yeah.
Just
It's in the
glowing.
fall.
Oh,
Maybe that's part of the comforting feeling.
comfort and feeling. Agreed. All
Jake
right,
Green says that book looks awesome.
it's very good. I would highly recommend if you're into graphic novels, check it out. What I was going to say is I think I'm going to throw out traditional lighting because I'm just not feeling it for this. Like, we did somewhat traditional lighting on this where it's like, oh yes, there's a shadow cast from the log. There's light cutting in on the mushrooms, which I know Jake loved, and I'm sorry, but I think I want to go a little less cast shadowy and a little bit more either ambient light or whatever you want to call it, or just like abstract light. If that makes sense.
If it's abstract light, you could still have the little lights in there, not casting shadows.
Oh, for sure. No, there are going to be light sources, but not necessarily like light. What would you call it? Like effects? No light effects. No light effects allowed. It's true. I didn't draw in the lights. That's so funny. I lost them in the hubbub. I was drawing this like frantically after last stream where I was like, I have an idea. Just like that. Okay. I think what I want is to kind of treat this back area as one mass and make it all similar values, like maybe one or two different ones, and then just kind of cut out big plant shapes with this. And remember, with this scale, we need to make sure that everything feels big, which is another thing I feel like doesn't really come across in this one. Like, it's somewhat there, but I want it to feel even more grand. So we're gonna try. Push it. Push it real good. Push it.
Speaking of graphic novels, Hieronymus says, if anyone else likes graphic novels, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is what I'm reading currently, and I have the Umbrella Academy series.
Yes.
And Jake Green agrees. Those are good ones.
For sure. I have not read either of them, but I've watched the movie and the show of both. So I would be very curious to see what your opinions are on like similarities, differences with either, because it's always interesting with adaptations, especially from a graphic novel, which has so many strengths and limitations just in its nature. 'Tis my nature. All right, now let's go for a dark chair and a light mouse and see what happens. Oh, I'm doing this so big that it's getting laggy. Beep, beep, beep.
Rynn asks, would a bioluminescent mushroom reading lamp work with the whimsical vibes?
I don't think that's ever a bad idea. I think it's a little early for that right now for me, but I think that's a great concept, so we'll keep that in our mind cave.
Hieronymus says, the graphic novels in the show of the Umbrella Academy are pretty different. And Adam Glazer says, the last graphic novel or manga I read was Mouse Guard and also The Girl from the Other Side. Both are great.
I've never heard of The Girl from the Other Side, but the other one, what did you say?
Mouse Guard.
Mouse Guard I have heard of. I believe that Ryan Lang worked on that one, I think.
What else did Ryan Lang work on?
Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Time to look it up. Does he have a IMDb? Oh, that's LinkedIn. Get out of there. Nobody wants that.
Adam says, Girl from the Other Side is pretty dark, almost in a Shyamalan kind of way.
Oh, interesting.
Wade says, Mouse Guard was David Peterson.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of a different mouse thing. David Peterson. Well, this is what I was thinking of. This. Oh yeah, hey, boom. Legends of the Guard panel, David Peterson. So David Peterson made it, but I think that Ryan Lang did it was, I think, like a chapter that they gave different artists different chapters or something like that. correct me if I'm wrong, for sure. Also worked on Gargoyles. Where is that? Baymax, whatever you call that. Big Hero 6.
Baymax.
You know, Baymax. Duh.
Honestly, that's what I think of when I think of that movie.
I know you do. I know you do. Oh yeah, this was the painting. Do you remember in the house in Big Hero 6?
No, I don't remember. What house was that in? Was it the nerdy kid?
Yeah, the guy who wore the suit. This is him. If you like see his face.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I see it.
It's good stuff. So much Baymax. This is for Marvel. Oh, Anthony's favorite, Predator.
What does it say under there?
It says Predator sketch.video in the process section.
They're coming out with a prequel to Predator next year, I think.
Oh, hey. Are you excited?
I'm excited, yeah. Because some of the sequels have just been garbage.
Oh, no. So sad.
The first Predator was good, and then the 2010 Predators sequel was good, and everything else was, in my opinion, not good.
Not good. Well, I'm so sorry. Don't want to disappoint you with the Predators, but...
Jake Green says, I love Ryan Lang's art, and Hieronymus says, if I may, can I point out a difference between the show and the novel? Depends if it's a spoiler or not, I suppose. We've got Alex in the chat saying, hi everyone, I haven't even heard of Behance until just now. Loving this graphic novel talk. Have any of you read Garlic and the Vampire yet? It's so cute.
Oh, I have mine in pre-order. Yeah, they Brie Paulson just came out with Garlic and the the book version of Garlic and the Vampire. And I'm so excited to see it. I cannot wait to have it in my hands. It's been a while since I got like a physical book. I'm excited.
Wade is asking, I know this guy's work. What brought him up?
We were talking about Ryan Lang because of the graphic novel talk, which I believe, I can't remember who it was, sorry, mentioned Mouse Guard. And that reminded me of Ryan Lang.
I think it might have been Adam.
I'm sorry, it goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, it was Adam. Also recommending The Girl from the Other Side.
Yeah, from the other side. Thank you, Adam. And please don't take it personally if I don't remember who says what. I am drawing while doing this, so sometimes I will just blank.
Rynn says, ooh, reminds me of this tabletop game I have, Mice and Mystics.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I mean, you know the vibe that we like around here. If we find something with like mice and fantasy and, well, any animal really, I'm into it. Just automatically. Sounds great. I buy 10 copies.
Adam says, Mouse Guard is more like Secret of Nim meets Game of Thrones. Very low fantasy. It's a masterpiece.
So cool.
That like sounds that amazing.
It's so
well,
true.
Yeah, they're mice. They're very far down there.
I just like it because every once in a while I'll hear high fantasy and I'm like, what does that really mean? I kind of get it, but like also the idea of like the other side of things. Low fantasy. I like it.
Anthony Jackson in the chat saying, hello, everyone.
Hello! How are you doing, Anthony Jackson? How'd your stream go earlier? You have a good time? What was I gonna say also? Oh, today's Kendall's birthday! Everybody wish Kendall birthday. Wish her a birthday on the Discord. We have a channel called I Orbited the Sun Again. And today we can celebrate Kendall there. We can put fun gifts and just well wishes and all the good things. Okay, so I've got this one and this one. Let's zoom out. We can also look at the navigator up here. We'll get rid of the color. So, What do you think? Got any leanings?
The focus is on the chair with this one, I feel like, more than the other one.
Yeah, the chair blends in more when it's darker, for sure.
I feel like the mouse almost blends in through the chair in the other one, though.
What,
I don't
like
know
this
what
one?
it is about. Yeah, like I get it's the highest point of contrast, but my eye is really just reading the chair. And the mouse kind of reads as like the mushrooms in the background or something. Not in this one. This one, the mouse is very prominent feeling.
Okay.
And so is the chair. I feel like the chair still calls out. That one's like overwhelmingly chair, but that's just my opinion.
Overwhelmingly chair. That's my note.
If I was to sum up this painting in a word, a single sentence.
Okay, that gives me an idea for one more. Continue. Read the chat. What's going on?
Hieronymus was saying about Umbrella Academy, one of the characters looks a lot different in the show than they are portrayed in the comic.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like that would be kind of jarring going from a book to that, because it's the first visual representation of the character, right? Unless they have them on like the cover or chapter headers. But well, wait, no, it's graphic novels, right? Not just novels.
Right.
So yeah, you've seen them. Never mind. I was thinking novels, and then it was like, yeah, the first time you see, you know, Hermione or whatever, you want it to like look like how you imagined, and could be very different. But with graphic novels, that's not an issue.
Anthony Jackson says about streaming earlier, it went really well. Decided to stream every Monday.
Hey,
I had
cool.
a funny reaction to the fact that 2021 is almost over.
It is very weird. Time is, as always, just what is it?
First scary season, then Thanksgiving, then the holidays, then 2021 will be no more.
Yeah, I know.
Adam
Once the holidays
Glazer
start, it just slips off the edge of the earth real easy. We're just like, oh, okay, well, now we're at some other time, and we don't know how we got here.
Adam Glazer says, and speaking of rainy day, it's also doing that here too,
nice.
Weather-wise.
Enjoy it. The little pitter-patter. Maybe take a nap. Oh, I had the best nap when it was raining the other day. My goodness.
Dark Hour suggested maybe make the dark chair a little darker.
Oh yeah, we can always push it. See, this is my inclination. I don't know if you guys have this where you feel like, I always kind of tend this way, so I a little overcorrect in the other way. Or not overcorrect, just correct it. And my values are almost always super low contrast. That's just how my brain works. So when I'm doing these, and I will shrink them down and look at them together. The reason I was flipping through these was just to kind of get a gauge for where to go from there. Like, okay, here's another one, here's another one. Now that we've got 3, let's check them out in small versions, and then I'm going to put a levels on each of them. Actually, I should probably have sketches on there anyway. I'm going to put a levels and up the contrast, basically.
Nice. Dark Hour says, oh, it's blue skies and sunshine over here. I actually feel pretty bummed out now. And Adam Glazer asks, a nap? I almost did that, but powered through the day. Now having chicken soup. And Alessandra says, yay, I'm glad I'm not the only one with rainy weather. And Dark Hours goes on to ask, Anna, maybe the log is a little too blended in now?
Oh, it could be. This is, again, the beginning of the stage, so we'll definitely look at all this, but I'm grateful for you to call it out. Just know that...
Dark Hours goes on to say, I think number 3 is the best for the chair mouse.
Well, hold on. Everybody hold your tootsies. Okay, so we're going to group them.
Tootsies?
Tootsies, yeah. Your toes.
I haven't got any.
What? Yes, you've got toes. You've got 10 of them. Don't lie.
Not tootsies. Tootsies.
Okay, so dragging these in ups the contrast a bit. You can always zhuzh, push and pull. I take the bait. So before, after, before, after. Just a little more extreme. Okay. Let's see. we were going to... First, I'm going to number them so that you guys can give y'all's opinions. 1 is the loneliest number. 2 can be as bad as 1. But 1 is the loneliest number. Okay.
Jake Green has to head out. Goodbye, Jake Green.
Jake, why? Have a good day. Enjoy yourself. Okay, so here are my thoughts. I'm leaning towards number 3. And I'm going to zhuzh it a little. I foolishly put the sketches on here, so it's going to get messy, but don't worry. 2 can be as bad as 1, but 1 is the loneliest number. 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Number. Yeah? And then what we can do is kind of keep the background as kind of a neutral element that is much more low contrast. Again, we're not going for necessarily realistic lighting here. So the idea of a flat-ish image of the exterior of all of the forest elements, you know? And then we have this chair in there placed in, and that's the high contrast point, and it's like this lovely moment. What do you think?
Yeah, people are agreeing number 3.
Number 3! Fantastic. Y'all, we're on the same page. Whoop, whoop. Okay, this is also giving me some idea of what I would like to do for the color, so I think this is all working in our favor. Yay, yay, yay. We love to see it.
Alessandra was asking about our weekends. You talked about the wedding. What did you do on Sunday?
I got rid of the value. Okay, so what did I do on Sunday? I chilled mostly. Yeah, it was a good day to just do laundry, catch up on some chores. I've been babying our little oxalis plant, which unfortunately got gnats on it. So
Nasty.
I have to get some rocks to put over the soil so that they're...
Throw at the flies.
Yes. So that they say that it like smothers the eggs so they can't hatch, which is so gross. But the gnats basically like clung to the plant. And so I moved it outside, which is exactly what I didn't want to do because I really want it to be an indoor plant for me. And once you put it outside, like all sorts of bugs could get in there. So I don't know.
Can you put it in a little greenhouse outside? Don't you have a little greenhouse?
It's not really like proof at all. Like it doesn't have a bottom and the top is a jar. So it's not sealed, if that's what you're thinking. But it could also like hurt it because sunlight going through it too intensely. But anyways.
You could put the little tissue paper on it like the windows during the summer.
It's fine. It's already been out there all day, so it's gonna have damage done to it or not.
Bring it over here. We like a good outdoor patio plant.
No, I'm gonna keep the plant. I just wanted it to be an indoor plant, okay? That's it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
It
You'll
doesn't
never have
need
to
a
worry
solution.
about it
I'm
again.
just a little sad. Okay.
I'll come over and kill it in the middle of the night.
Oh my
Problem
gosh.
solved.
Okay. Well, goodbye.
So that's what you did on Sunday. Sunday for me, I finished Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. I played like 7 hours of it.
Oh, nice. 7 hours.
And then afterwards, I cleaned the garage for 3 hours. So
nice.
it was a good balance, I'd say, of a lot of fun and a little work.
That's
but it felt
day.
productive.
Yeah. That's awesome. I hope you enjoyed both of them a lot.
I did, yeah. It was very satisfying to kind of rearrange the garage and get things back into a place where it's easier to traverse. And I cleaned off the workbench. So we've got an area for potting plants and doing like little projects on in the garage.
Love that. So glad.
Yeah.
How was the end of Corruption? Did it feel like it kind of cascaded to the end?
Cascaded to the end. What do you mean?
Like you couldn't put it down at the end? Because you did 7 hours, so I'm imagining that it was like non-stop good stuff happening.
Metroid Dread comes out on Friday, and I wanted to finish it before then.
Okay, so it was a slog to the end. Okay, gotcha.
I did enjoy it. I like Metroid Prime 3. I like Prime 1 probably the most, and then Prime 3, and then Prime 2 is my least favorite out of the bunch, but I'm excited to see where they take it for Prime 4. I'm curious why they're using the same naming convention, because the Prime trilogy 1 through 3 felt cohesive and like they wrapped it up nicely. So if it's Prime 4, that makes me think the story is continuing, but in what way is it going to? And I know for Metroid Dread, they said that's the conclusion to the original story that started in the 80s, and that they've got more. It's like the end of the story of Samus and her interaction with the Metroids, but they've got more ideas for other stories afterwards. But,
I mean, Samus
the
is a
series
bounty
is
hunter
called
anyway,
Metroid, so that's always going to be some component of it, right? Maybe just a name.
Honestly, okay, for me, this might be controversial, especially for you, Anthony, because I know you love this series. The Metroids are the least interesting part to me. I like Samus. That's why I like
Samus is
so
the most
much.
interesting. Yeah, she's awesome. The
Chozo.
Metroids are interesting, but yes, I agree. I feel like they're not a huge part of Prime as much as they were in the original Metroid series, because there's the baby Metroid and all of that stuff, so you get more character of the Metroids in the core series, not the Prime spin-off, I guess.
Prime spin-off. That sounds like something Bezos is gonna make up.
Prime spin-off.
Prime spin-off. But yeah, I'm glad that you got through that. Is there anything else you want to play before Dread?
No, it comes out on Friday, so I don't know if I have time to fit a whole game in.
Come on, Anthony. If you're not going to do it all, what's the point?
Just Dread.
Yeah, just Dread. Well, okay, so Dread, I haven't looked into super thoroughly. It seems to be you're running from a robot, yeah?
Multiple?
I thought it was just the one that was
it looks like there's going to be various ones. In the trailers, we've seen different colored versions of them that maybe have slightly different abilities, and on the cover of the game, you see multiple of them in silhouette in the background with red glowing eyes.
That's creepy. I dread that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Really? You're looking forward to running from robots?
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. I'm really excited for you. It's just a funny, I want to know what the plot is to the game, I suppose. Why? Why are we
There's a great synopsis video of all of the games up until this point. Because like I was saying, the first one came out in the late 80s, I want to say.
Ladies.
And so I think Fusion in early 2000 was the number 4 in the series. So it's been, I think, 19 years, they say.
It's been 19 years! That's
for
amazing.
This sequel, this last part of the 5 series of game.
Wow. Good for them.
The series of 5 games.
And then they're and we're done. Well, with Metroid parts of it. I mean, it's one of their longest running series of games. It's that, Smash Bros, Mario.
So it's more Legend of Zelda, Mario, and Metroid.
Legend of Zelda.
I feel the 3 tent poles from when they first were doing video game stuff in the 80s. Those, to me anyway, feel like the main tent poles. But yeah, Smash is doing really well. I think that started in the late 90s.
That's
on the
one
Nintendo 64.
I've always heard oh, the concept is make another one and then you can do the experimental game because it's always gonna sell. It's just that one that you have to make to make sure that we stay afloat, and then everything else it can be experimental because this one is so guaranteed.
I think Legend of Zelda is a great example of that, and Mario to a certain extent too, but even more so with Zelda. I feel like they take a lot of liberties in the artistic direction, where some of it looks like it's hand drawn, and some of it's 3D, and some of it, I don't know. It's really cool.
Absolutely.
What they've done with it.
The experimentation is off the charts compared to other games where it's like another Mario Tennis or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
Not to bag on Mario Tennis, it's probably fun, but it's just, yeah, the experimentation is definitely different.
I'd love to see the same thing in Metroid as well.
For sure.
The Prime ones were awesome because it was like the first foray into Metroid in a 3D space, because it's just normally a 2D side scroller. This latest one is 3D models, but side scroller action.
Dang, that's crazy.
But yeah, it would be awesome to see like the Metroid universe in the Wind Waker style, or how Legend of Zelda, they like, or that tilt shift toy aesthetic. Not that that would be like good for Metroid per se, but I really loved the liberty that they take with that. I don't know, it probably wouldn't go with the mood of it.
No, I love it. Oh my God.
It would be a cute piece of fan art.
It really would be, and I feel like there is a toy-iness about Samus's costume or outfit.
That's
armor.
True. Little robot.
So I would love to see, I don't know, like what if it was a crossover where Kirby went to her world and she went to Kirby's or something?
There was a game recently announced for Kirby.
Yeah, that was the post-apocalyptic Kirby game, right?
Yeah, weird.
I'm Winnie the Pooh suddenly.
It kind of looked like Super Mario Odyssey. Is that what that was? On the Switch?
Yeah, it's an open world, which I don't think Kirby has ever had, right? Or not necessarily. Well, you know what I mean, where it's like not side-scrolling.
I think was Crystal Shards. I don't remember if that was side-scroller or not. I think it was side-scroller.
You would know better than I, because I have never played a Kirby game, so...
I remember playing Crystal Shards, and there was something on the DS called Robobot or something like that. That one was pretty fun.
Was that one of those tilt shift, or not tilt shift, the 3DS ones where it was like, ooh?
No, I want to say it was side scroller, but 3D models. Huh.
As long as it's fun, really. That's the only thing it has to be.
Hieronymus says, Mario Tennis is super good. I love it. And Rynn says, too many wonderful games are coming out at the same time. So much creative inspiration, though.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to possibly get the new Mario Party, which is supposed to be the best of the old Mario Party mini games put into one, which to me sounds like a fun one. I really like variety when it comes to games where it's not just the same play style again and again and again, but gives you something to be like, oh, this is different, this is different. I hated that, I love that. And also playing games with other people is just more fun to me. I guess
that one's Mario Party All-Stars, I think. And Hieronymus says there's a Nickelodeon Smash game thing releasing tomorrow, I think. It's got like Avatar, Cat Dog, and more stuff.
Cat Dog, doom, doom, Cat Dog, doom, doom. Wow.
Has it got Ed, and Eddie?
And
oh, wait, that's
Eddie?
It's Cartoon Network, isn't it?
I'm not sure. You know, there are some people, like James, who just like know, oh, that was this, that was that. And I'm like, I have no idea.
I think that was Cartoon Network. In the same vein as like Cow and Chicken, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Adventure Time, I think it was Cartoon Network.
Cool.
Steven Universe. Something about them feels a little less Nickelodeon. I don't know what it is exactly.
Write an essay about it. Because I truly do not know.
Adam says, best side-scroller I own is the original Sonic cartridge and also Earthworm Jim for Genesis. Still in good shape. Then again, I now have the SNES Classic console.
SNES.
Ooh, SNES. Yeah, Sonic was great. And Sonic 2 in particular stands out to me because it had the 2-player functionality, and my sister and I would play it all the time. I would always be Tails.
Oh, cute. Didn't it open it up as a younger sibling once there was a 2-player thing and you could just like trail along and help a little bit?
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, oh my gosh, finally. I'm not just sitting here watching you.
I could do something, but it won't ruin what you're doing.
Exactly. Pressure's off. I'm just Tails. Wee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's my jam. I loved doing that.
Rynn says, Nicky Mouse!
Nick. He's wearing a
Wade
onesie.
says,
It just happens to be the exact color of his fur.
Wade says, yes, Ed, Ed, and Eddie was Cartoon Network. And then Tara says, Hey Arnold's, Rocco's Modern Life?
Rocco's Modern Life.
Was Hey Arnold's? I think that was
Hey
Nick, wasn't
Arnold, move it, football head.
I don't know about Rocco's. That feels more Cartoon Network territory, honestly.
Oh, no, Nickelodeon's got some weird stuff that they did too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like Rocco's Modern Life.
Was that Nickelodeon?
I believe so.
Weird.
Nickelodeon. Well, did they also do All That?
Oh, that. Yeah, I think that was Nick.
Yeah, that is... that was pretty cutting edge, I'd say. They have SpongeBob.
We're at Monkey Paws time.
Oh no, I'm looking up shows on Nickelodeon. Where's the list of shows? Probably on their Wikipedia.
Check the TV Guide channel.
Nicktoons. Movies. Teen Nick. Oh my gosh, they have so many things that they did. Apparently they're on Paramount Plus now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no list of shows.
That's
I'm
okay.
upset.
Let's do some Monkey Paws.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, I guess. Okay, so this is where we're pausing right now. We're going to do Monkey Paws, which is a hand stretch session that I'm going to describe the motions to you, and you just follow along with us so that we can take care of our bodies, make sure that we're staying good. All right, so to start, we are going to put our arms straight out in front of ourselves, our fingers to the sky, our palms away from us, and then we're curling our fingers into what we call a monkey paw. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh,
Great job. You're so warm today, you're like a pumpkin.
I want to say Eminem recently opened a restaurant called Mom's Spaghetti.
I can believe it. Second pose, we put our fingers to the ground, palms towards ourselves, and then curl our fingers in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Great job.
Wah.
Rah, rah. Like a I don't know, danger dragon? What did she say?
Dungeon
Dragon. There we go. Third pose. We flip our hands over, palms out, fingers down, and then curl our fingers in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Great job.
Funny that you sing that because I'm pretty sure they're dating. Nicki Minaj and Eminem.
Really?
So it was an interesting segue for you to choose, but related.
So fourth pose, we put our fingers to the sky, palms towards ourselves, and then we curl our fingers in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
That is a very interesting duo, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Now we repeat these poses, holding for about a second each, about 10 times to give ourselves a nice stretch in our wrists. And I've been having some issues with my arm lately. I feel like it's been a little bit extra sore, and especially when I do this kind of stretch, it has hurt in my palm on the right side. So I might take extra breaks and things lately if I feel anything, because that's what I always recommend for you guys, and I want to live up to that so that we can take breaks whenever we need to and make sure that we don't push ourselves to uncomfortable limits. Anthony's just given up on hand stretches. How dare. Yeah, that's right. Get back in here. But yeah, if you want to look up any other stretches, if this doesn't feel like the right fit for you, then please, I recommend you Google it and maybe talk to a doctor or physical therapist if you have any very specific concerns. And if there is any pain whatsoever, stop immediately, rest, and ice your arms, because we do not want any injuries here. That is anti the purpose of this. So, after we are done, we are going to gently, sorry, I'm finishing the last round. Okay, there we go. Gently shake out our hands to loosen them back up. And then, oh man, Gonna do some shoulder rolls to loosen that up as well, and do some neck exercises or stretches, whatever you want to call it. So to start, we're going to put our ears as high as we can on each side, raise it up, and then the other side, raise it up. Anthony, we're matching.
Oh boy.
Flip to the other side. There we go. And back. There we go. It's working. It's working. And then we put our heads to the side as far as is comfortable for our necks. To the right. And to the left. Back again. And remember to stretch out your leg noodles, wiggle them all around, stand up, do a squat, whatever you feel is necessary. If your back is sore at all, I recommend, doing some side stretching. There's tons of stretches online for your back. Super important when you're sitting all day. And also, drink some water. Take care of yourself. The end.
Okay, so it was in 2018, Nicki Minaj posted on Instagram that she was dating Eminem.
We're going through the history of them.
And that was the last time I checked in on it, but apparently it was a joke.
A joke. Interesting. I would never think of, people dating to be a joke, but sure. Whatever. This is why I stayed out of, celebrity news, because, who knows what's actually going on, and I don't care. So...
Yeah, I guess I don't care either, because I just saw it in a headline in 2018, and I was like, oh yeah.
All right, that's
They're married and have children now.
For years.
Well, yeah, because when I told you, you're like, that's an interesting combo, and that's why it stuck out in my head.
Yeah.
Oh,
I understand
that's
that.
Interesting. And I didn't ever follow up on it, so it was just, she posted that, and then I checked out. I didn't see the follow-up of, this is a joke.
Actually, no. What are the tabloids doing? Lying to us. Whoa.
But yes, people in the chat were also quick to say, they're not dating. What are you talking about?
Take it back. No.
They kept up on it. I didn't.
Y'all know what's going on. Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah, least likely celebrity couple that you know of. Go. What was it?
Is it Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani? That seemed like an odd one.
That was one. For sure. I know that you're personally offended by that just because he made her more inclined towards country music. And she's
not so much that, no.
An artist that you liked.
I don't mind that they're together. I just am sad about No Doubt not being together, but No Doubt wasn't together before that happened.
So it's not Blake's fault, Blake Shelton?
No, I guess not really. I think so. They met while they were both judges on The Voice.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
That's all I know. I never watched The Voice.
Watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that for the most part, I really don't know who's with who, so I'm having a hard time coming up with anyone where it's
Tara says Grimes and Elon Musk, but they're semi-dunzo.
Dunzo, baby. Which, it's unfortunate. They have a child together and everything. But I don't know their relationship, so who knows if it's unfortunate. Maybe it's the best thing that they could do. What was I thinking? It's not an unlikely couple, but I always feel like Jim and Pam go together on The Office, so it throws my brain off a little bit to know that he's married to Emily Blunt. And I was just like...
I know, yeah, strange.
But now they have The Quiet Place together, so, I'll just ship them through that. It's not up to us to ship. It's just their lives.
I want to see the sequel. I think it's streaming somewhere.
I haven't seen the first one. I've seen stuff about it, though, which always confuses me. Have I seen the movie, or have I just watched endless YouTube hours talking about it? It's a weird life.
Rynn says, I've been way out of the loop when it comes to celebrity gossip, but I don't tend to follow those things and just hear things here and there. Alex says, the property brother in Zooey Deschanel is a wild couple to me. The property brother.
Yeah. there's a show called Property Brothers, and I believe they're twins. And I saw them in an ad not too long ago doing something. I can't remember. But yeah, that is an odd pairing. I always wonder where these people meet each other. Where it's like, what? How? And when? And how? And when? But again, it's other people's lives, so. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of into this. I'm trying to find like the style of it now, where I'm feeling out what I'm gonna do. That's what people do. You like it when I quote things?
Shrek.
Shrek.
I was telling Ashley about that the other day, I think. How you always quote that, and how I
That's
always
what
think
people
it's
do.
Shrek. Yeah.
It's not, but just for
I
you,
know.
it is.
It's Benedict Cumberbatch, Sherlock Moriarty. I know now. But I always
job.
think of Shrek.
And that's our thing. It's cute.
It's our thing. Hey, you always quote it, and I always say it's Shrek, and then everyone's like, this again.
I feel like we have multiple of those.
Wade says, that's a good Shrek. See, it sounds like Shrek.
I'm not saying it doesn't sound like Shrek. I'm saying it's not from Shrek. Wait,
That's
have
fine.
you seen the BBC Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch? I need to learn the name of the artist, the actor who plays Moriarty, because I've seen him in multiple things. And
Mike
he's good.
Myers.
That's not, not true.
Wade says, of course
Tell
I
me
have.
it's not true. Of course, what?
Of course I have.
Of course
Yes.
I have. Duh. Like, offended? Okay, so you know about Moriarty saying that's what people do! And still you say Shrek. I see how it is. I see how it is. Whiskers.
Anthony Jackson had previously said, by the way, almost everything on Nickelodeon is on Paramount Plus now. And Alessandro says, OMG, so many things are Plus now. Paramount, Discovery, Disney, Apple, BET.
It's the new
At this rate, I will never pay my
or E
loans.
thing. You remember when email first came out and everything was like computer, whatever, and then iPods came out and everything was like this, that, iCarly, and then now it's Plus.
Mm-hmm.
If you're giving me entertainment, that's Plus.
Okay,
by
now
the way, we're
the
changing
real
the
work
name.
comes. Like, what is the next big thing?
Oh,
Because that's what you want to get in on.
Top of it. I see how it is. I see.
Let's go through the alphabet and see if any contenders there. A. That's a good one. Stop there.
A plus. Yay.
A plus.
Yeah, Anthony Jackson was finishing my joke. I was going to say, and an Anthony plus now. Ooh. This is premium content. I hope you guys are aware that you're consuming premium content. But yeah, the idea of like what's next. So it's been EI plus.
Oh.
So it's getting longer. So possibly something like Bonanza.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah?
Just taking that all the way there.
Apple Bonanza.
Apple Bonanza.
Or cornucopia. Apple cornucopia. That sounds like a gathering of all the things I want to eat. Which always
Maybe it's a good
applies.
thing you're not in charge of marketing.
I'm the next Steve Jobs. Hire me, please.
Tara says, wish they used extreme instead, or other dramatic words.
Extreme! Yeah. See, when we were in the 90s, there was a lot more creative, like, things that were the ultra, like, extreme, but with an X and then treem. So, that was fun. Was there any other ones? I know extreme, I know... Oh, there was Uber on things, right? Before the app, where you ride share. Uber
Yeah,
was a
Uber.
thing.
Uber. Super.
Super.
Duper.
Super duper. Super duper, Dad. This looks
Alessandra
like one of
says,
the
oops, all
three-point
bloops
mice.
plus. And Alex says, maybe it'll be alpha and then Anthony will be correct with the A. Maybe.
Hey. So what if we made there's a new subscription on our page, okay? Instead of $3 per month for 2 podcasts plus access to our private Discord channel, what we're going to do is $6 to access our premium podcast, 2 a month, and our private Discord channel. Same exact thing, just $6, and it's premium. It's a business model. What do you think?
It's a bad one.
No! We just don't tell them it's the exact same. And we have a clean conscience about it. We're just like, we're good. We're golden.
No,
and
people that do that don't have a clean conscience. They don't have a conscience at all.
It's fine. They can clean it themselves. Wait, they don't clean. They hire people to clean it.
Yikes. Plus.
Yikes and ikes. Plus. I feel a little yikes plus coming on. Oh, a little pink edge. Does that make it look like he has pink eye or something? I don't know.
No, it's like Pinky and the Brain's little nephew or something.
Oh, it's adorable, and I want that to exist now. I like it.
Look at those whiskers.
You know, he needed some whiskers. They're not just whiskers, they're whiskers. And he is the squeaker. Yes, very squeaky. You little cutie. Now, what's that from, Anthony? Can you tell by the accent?
Shrek.
Nope.
Anastasia, the little bat.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Now what's his name?
That's a toughie. That is
it
toughie.
Bartok or something like that?
Bardock root?
What's the bat's name from Anastasia? Does anyone in the chat know?
The chat always knows. If they didn't know, I'd be surprised.
Tara guessed Dexter's Lab?
Yeah, very close, actually. That's kind of like a... They get out to my laboratory, you know?
Bartok, it is Bartok.
Bartok! Talking about those bars. Bartok. Is that the show we're going to start when we start drinking at bars and we talk about it? Bartok.
Bartok. Plus.
Premium. Extreme. We'll just have a new word for it to be like ultra whatever, and it'll be every single time kind of it goes with whatever we're drinking. So like the extreme one would be like Monster plus vodka or something, whatever they do. I don't know drinks. I don't drink. So making it up.
You know, another thing that Apple did was like the
just
Apple Watch or Apple TV.
Yeah.
So they just kind of put on their brand name and then what the product was after it.
Absolutely. So should we do, just to say something's premium, you just call it Anthony?
Obviously.
It's very Anthony.
Oh, it's a cookie or a pillow with a bite out of it.
It's a cracker, sir.
It's none of the things I guessed.
Yeah, basically.
A biscuit.
No. Also,
it's a Charmander Oreo cookie, and I'll hear nothing else.
I was gonna put a little teacup right here, but do you think it would go better on this side?
2. It feels more natural with 2.
Multiple teacups. You all know the reality is you gotta have 2 drinks at all times.
What do I do with my hands? I don't. I did earlier. I had a cup of tea and a water bottle. Adam suggests I, Anthony. Maybe.
I, Anthony. E, Anna. Plus. There you go. Nailed it. First try.
I, Anthony, plus E, Anna equals...
Take thee to be my wife. What?
I will.
I do.
I will. Rynn
I
suggests teacup in the tail. Hands are occupado. I jest somewhat.
Oh, does it matter if the mice don't have prehensile tails that can like hold things and bring them to them? Does that matter to you, Anthony?
No,
It's not
this
important.
mouse is wearing an outfit and reading a book on a chair.
So where does the suspension of disbelief end? Tell me more, tell me more.
Outside the bounds of this canvas.
Outside the bounds of your heart. Stop playing games with my heart. With my heart. My heart. Anybody? Anybody?
Speaking of music in general, Adele might have music coming out this week. Have you seen?
What?
Yeah.
Is this how they announce music now? Maybe I'll drop a single.
Maybe. Apparently, the number 30 was projected onto some buildings throughout the world, and her website and socials have been updated.
Okay. At first I was very confused, and now I remember. She names her albums after the age she is. Yeah?
Kind of. After the age she was when she was writing it, or after the age she was writing the album about. Not so much the age that she was when it came out. She's not 30. She's older than that.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Are you excited?
But yeah, I'm excited. Her last one, 25, came out in 2015, I think.
2015. Okay, so if it came out in 2015, now 6 years between. Actually, that's, not that long when you compare it to some other
Marina's
artists.
working on her next album after Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land.
Already?
Yeah, she said on Instagram that she was writing music.
That's crazy.
For the next album. Yeah. Have you been listening to that one anymore? Any songs that have kind of grown on you?
I add my favorites to my YouTube playlist, and then I just forget about the rest of the album sometimes. And then I come back to it like 2 years later, and I'm like, this one's a bop. Why didn't I have it added?
Yeah, I feel like some of the songs definitely grow on me. Pandora's Box is one, I think that...
Pandora's Box, which is kind of topical because they apparently had the sister to the Panama Papers kind of happen. Pandora Papers, did you see?
No. Oh, is this the Facebook stuff?
I don't know about Facebook. I really haven't looked into it that much, but James mentioned it, that there were a bunch of journalists that came out with a bunch of records on, some of the most powerful politicians and people keeping their money in offshore accounts.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I believe it.
Oh, that's not hard to believe.
Nope.
It's more like, I told him, I was like, that's anti-surprising. Like, we all know that's the way the world works.
It's not so much surprising as it's like the paper trail is there and they can no longer just be like in the shadows about it because there's evidence.
You shouldn't let these billionaires have
Alex
their
has to
money.
go.
Like, well, look at your stuff.
Bye, Alex.
Bye, Alex. Have a great night. See you here soon. Hopefully we'll be streaming again on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific to 6 p.m. Pacific. We hope to see you there. And also we have the Discord to hang out until then, obviously.
I guess the topical thing about Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp currently, and this was more Facebook, Instagram, was there was a whistleblower that I think even went on 60 Minutes on Sunday and was talking about how there is data to show that Facebook does increase the amount of negative news that is reaching people, and it on Instagram specifically for, they said, teenage girls, increases the risk of suicide and depression. Like there was actual evidence to back it all up, and they weren't really taking measures to mitigate it in a way that would reverse the data or help alleviate the data. And then today, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp were all down for hours, and I think maybe still down for some people.
Yeah, I saw that one that everybody was talking about, like, what do we need from social media? And like basically saying, like, what do we get from this and what happens when it's down? One of the takes was everybody needs to have a portfolio website, because when these go down, they are a tool, but they are not a what do you call it, like a set in stone thing for you to use. They're gonna go down. things like this happen. And if somebody was looking for you to like give you a job or something at that moment that it goes down, you'd be screwed.
Yeah, that's true. There's many perspectives to look at it. I guess my first reaction was like, it doesn't really matter all that much to me. I think I was trying to send a message to Jake and I couldn't, so I just jumped on Discord and sent it to him there. But then I was thinking, it doesn't really matter to me if socials are down. If anything, it just motivates me to do something else. But then another big perspective on it is there was an article saying like a lot of people in Latin America are dependent on WhatsApp for communication. And looking at the perspective of Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp have become really crucial means of communication for people. And that's how they talk with each other. So that was a perspective I didn't really take because I don't use it in the same way.
For sure.
But that's definitely something to consider. And especially because it was a worldwide outage down for a long time, which to be without communication when you need it like that is bad. And then I think AOC on Twitter was saying something about Facebook and how big it is and that it was buying up the competition and using tactics to diminish competition in other areas.
Again, anti-surprising, but yeah.
Anti-surprising, yes, for sure. But when it becomes a global issue, when the site is down, you really have to check the power that Facebook has. And she was suggesting break them up. Like WhatsApp was not a part of Facebook before it was bought out by Facebook. Same with Instagram. They were separate platforms and then they were just bought out.
Agglomerated, yeah, totally.
So
I think you know where we stand on that.
Yeah, I mean, I switched to a community credit union for the same fact of like 2008 happened for a reason. Too big to fail is not real.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am all behind breaking them up. And I want them to be broken up because I don't like a lot of what Facebook has. I mean, these reports are very telling, not surprising, but telling. And that was the whole reason I deleted my Facebook. It was like, it felt like a bad platform to be on. And the reason I deleted Amazon. So I want Instagram to not be a part of Facebook anymore.
Get out of here.
But it is the most convenient social one for me currently.
It's, all wrapped up in, like, how much, like, everyone can do that. Because I don't think that a lot of people will think the same way you do necessarily, even though I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just thinking, like, the main user base of those websites aren't necessarily, like, thinking about the greater good and how this impacts everybody. They're like, I have one profile on here, like, what's the harm? You know what I mean? Whereas if we all together were to be like, we're out, then Facebook would be no more, and it wouldn't, I mean, then it would probably just be a cesspool of people being like, this is how I spread my disinformation. It was good.
There was a point in time where it was good. If we could break it apart and get it back to a smaller form that it was back in like 2008 or earlier when people were first joining it from MySpace, I felt like that was a good time where it wasn't a behemoth that was just buying up competition, and it was fine. And I think it could be fine again. I think it just is.
I don't know how fine it was. Like, I don't know the history of Facebook and what has been done with it, because I feel like I've heard things about like data being taken and all that kind of stuff where it's like, you know, you don't necessarily think, oh, I'm losing this when I sign on to talk to my friends on this or whatever. There are probably hidden, you know, devil in the details kind of stuff. But I also think that we've never really been faced with a social media choice of like, this is the good one. Like, there is none that's like perfect or anything like that I know of, at least. And also the ones that are quote unquote better for their user base or whatever aren't necessarily ubiquitous with the society. Like, it's not like everybody is on them. Case in point, we've got like art ones for like ArtStation, like Behance, like DeviantArt. All of them have their user bases that aren't necessarily on all of them, and it's definitely not the entire population where it's like, oh, everybody has a DeviantArt, duh. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not like that. It's not like everybody has it in Instagram.
That's definitely a good perspective to look at it from, but I'm also thinking when it was smaller, it wasn't like a global problem when it went down. Now that it's so big and
Yep.
so many people are part of it and depend on it in like ways that matter, that I feel like is the problem. Where, like you were saying about have your portfolio as like a backup, quote unquote. It's like the main thing, and Instagram is the backup, but Instagram, just because of the numbers on there, is like the main thing, and your website is the backup, honestly, is how I see it. But there doesn't seem to be a backup for a lot of these people. And Facebook is very problematic. So for it to matter that much to people and be as gross as it is in certain ways is a problem, I think.
I would agree. I think that it's a very big problem when you think of how it's being used. Like, I would never have imagined what is going on these websites would go on. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't expect it either. And so what we have to think of is, like, in response, what do you do? And to see what people who run these companies are saying now, it seems like they just want to not have the consequences of that. They're just like, well, people are going to use it like they use it, right? It's like, actually, you could really stop that. Like, not even through a difficult process. It would just be pretty straightforward to put in some safeguards that would stop people from spreading misinformation and hate and vitriol on your platform. And they're just like, but they're gonna use it how they use it.
Yeah.
Not my
Yucky.
problem. I just built it.
Adam says, my concern is that if Facebook gets broken up, I don't want companies like Apple smacking lips drooling to scoop up entities like Instagram. Leave them alone. That is the ideal for Instagram, to just go back to the platform it was before.
Well, it's so much easier to prevent this than to go back, because it's kind of like a government or something, okay? If somebody comes over and takes over a country and says, now we're putting our government in, it's not like the primary government that was there before is just sitting waiting for their power to come back. There aren't like the heads of Instagram before just waiting. They've gotten other jobs or done other things, or now they're part of Facebook and all that stuff. So, like, who would fill that void if, say, Zuckerberg wasn't in charge of it? Like, who's there to step in if they were, like, somehow miracle of miracles, Instagram was just like, we're gonna just, like, let go of this $1 billion thing. Just let it go. Then, like, who would pick it up? And you're totally right. I believe it would be some other massive corporation like Apple or whatever. Disney? Who knows? So the idea that it could go back, I don't know if that's even feasible.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I am definitely a layman.
People in the
so
government are trying
know.
to strive for it to be broken up. So I'm assuming there's some sort of government process where they would say a certain portion of Facebook's monetary value goes to Instagram, and then use that in whatever capacity they would feel would make sense for hiring heads of department in different positions on Instagram to get it away from Facebook. But
wait, you're thinking government people are going to run Instagram?
No, I'm saying that the government is the one calling for it to be broken up, so they'll probably dictate how much value there is in Instagram and make sure that Instagram could survive on its own as the platform, or at least with however much they deem it's worth. And then however much that is, they'll probably hire on people or hire on someone that's qualified. But afterwards, I don't think it would be run by government. I think the government would just help it break away from Facebook in a way that's like crossing your I's and dotting your T's of who's in charge of what.
I think just based on, again, I am a layman. I have no idea how this actually works, but just based on my knowledge of like anything this pertains to, government, companies, whatever, the only thing I could imagine happening is if the government mandated that they had to break up and this was not an option and legally it was like a monopoly or something like that, there would be some kind of system where Facebook is the one who determines where it goes. And to me, that makes it a subsidiary of Facebook now has it. And so it's not under the heading of Facebook, but it's something that they technically own. That's what I imagine would happen. Or Zuckerberg's, like, I don't know, protege. You know how that works, where it's just like,
oh, that's a totally separate company. Yeah.
You know how it is. There's
Adam
always
says
somebody next in
Artful
line.
was supposed to be an answer to Instagram, but I'm very leery about it, so it'll take a long time for it to evolve. And Rynn says, yes, change can be very scary when it comes to these things as well, though I really dislike Facebook as well. If I remember correctly, Microsoft tried to buy out Discord, but I think the negotiations are off now. Haven't followed up to find out what was going on there. And Anthony Jackson had said, I was talking about social media on my stream, how it's important to connect with other people, which is the basis of my story, My Space.
Heck yeah, Anthony Jackson. Yeah, I think you are a perfect example of like getting out there and talking to people. I mean, that's how we've gotten to know you, is just somebody who's talked with us regularly. And I feel like that's the best way to just become friends with everybody. And as we talked about before, friends is networking. But also with the social media stuff, I feel like what Rynn said, like, I've been burned by you before. It just reminds me of like a bad relationship. Like, oh, Facebook just did me wrong this way. Why would I trust you, new website, with my heart? And I think that's how a lot of artists feel about Artful, because there hasn't really been that good of a option for like the Instagram. I mean, Instagram is probably the best option right now for artists to fully, like, on a huge platform, share their art. However, that's I think a lot of people think that the heyday of Instagram was before Facebook bought them. It's kind of like when Yahoo bought Tumblr, and you know how that changed everything.
Yeah.
So it can definitely,
well,
you know,
that one was more drastic. They definitely went a certain way with Tumblr, where it was a huge content shift.
Yeah.
Instagram,
all of our
it felt more seamless, but you just saw more features popping up that wanted to compete with things like Snapchat with Instagram stories. That was when that started coming out. And then the whole timeline thing of chronological versus algorithm, I don't even know what to call it. Stupid.
Yeah, non-chronological.
That you can't even have a choice is the dumb part. I think I should have the option.
Well, on Twitter you can. You have the option of doing timeline based on interest or based on chronologically.
So it is possible. I just prefer Instagram's like space more than Twitter for whatever reason. I know some people feel the opposite.
It's either way. And I mean, I have stayed off of Reddit all these years just because I don't like the interface. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Well, I guess Reddit kind of reads to me like a news feed reads, where you just scroll and see different things. But they're more like article based.
I also
so I don't
think
know. It doesn't bug me as much.
The industry as a whole of like just internet based companies for entertainment or social media, those can cross over obviously. I think that their big problem is I'm not looking for a new social media site that is like an add-on to my next one. I would only want a replacement. And I think that's their big issue, is there are probably, I don't know, maybe a handful of social media sites that people visit, and everything else is just noise. So I think that they would have to make a way to make it fun to really like join ours. Like, we are one of the chosen few, or make it so that people want to go to different ones for different purposes. It seems like the way they've gone is much more monopoly based, where it's all, you know, come here for every one of your needs. And that's because it's a free system where, you know, you can build whatever you want. And so of course the best conglomeration of everything is to fulfill all the needs of everyone consuming. Like, oh, do everything for them so they stay on your app forever. And as a consumer, I would much rather be like, okay, here's where the art lives, here's where the comics are art. But I'm just trying to like kind of differentiate a little bit, because I love in my mind, I'm thinking of Webtoon, where it's like I go there for reading comics and nothing else is thrown at me. I don't have to think about, the social media status of the comics or whatever. Like, there is a like and comment system, but it's integrated so well that you feel like you're just reading the comic, and at the end there's comments. So to me, I think that that's a better model as a consumer. Now, that does not mean that anybody's going to make a different, a change based on what I think. But I don't know.
I
what
like
do you
that
think?
idea.
Yeah, like,
You know how organized I am with everything in its own little folder. It's even on Instagram. I've got like 4 different profiles because I want to see different things on each profile.
Absolutely.
So I'll follow certain accounts and not other ones.
Yeah, I think that is a funny thing that you do. It's like very organized. I think you're somewhat unique in that. But I also feel like, just imagine a world where you didn't have to see everything on one site and you could like actually parse it out. It'd be kind of magical. But
I mean, I kind of have it because I set it up that way, but I would prefer it to be broken up in different sites for different things. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. The one thing that I'm thinking as well with this is like Twitter and Instagram have a lot of overlap. As we've seen, when Instagram goes down, people flock to Twitter. And a lot of times...
Flock.
Birds of a feather. So the thing I was thinking was when I see something on Twitter or Instagram, I know that the artist has probably posted it on the other one, And so it's just duplication, which with this algorithmic stupidity going on, it gives me more likelihood of seeing it. Honestly, I don't see a lot of duplicate posts because where are they on Instagram? I don't see them. But then I can look it up on people's profiles. This just happened with an artist I follow. I think it was Behance. I looked at their posts on Twitter, and then I happened to look them up on Instagram. Saw the same post was there. I did not see it on my feed, but I saw it on their page. So there is this double posting thing that goes on with artists. So is that a plus or a minus? Sound off. I want to know.
It's a minus, I would have to say. You're spending more time posting the same thing. Because your user base is split and you want to be there for both.
Right.
Depending. I mean, in illustration worlds, I feel like it's so tied with personal work is also opportunity for job work, or having the right person see it on the right social platform could lead to potential work.
For sure.
So I suppose currently, yes, it's worth the effort of double posting, but it's literally twice the amount of work.
It is twice the amount of work, and it does depend on like who is following you. Not everybody is following you on every one of your socials. So I get the overlap there, that it's kind of just a double opportunity to catch other people. But also the posting has to be in the format of the website. On Instagram, it gives you this option to, like, when you're posting on Instagram, also post to Twitter. When you do that on Twitter, it shows up as a link, not an image, because they want you to come to Instagram. And that is such a minus to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, if you could just post it one place. And I know there are some places that do that. I think Hootsuite is one of them, but it is a paid thing and per month. So who needs an extra cost in their lives when they could just format it for the individual post?
Wade agrees. It's a minus. Hate it. Like multiple platforms, but hate making posts to multiple.
Yes.
Need that one, like The Office, where you woof it.
Woof, I think it was, right?
Woof? Woof it. Woof? You just got woofed.
Exactly.
Just to take it back on breaking up bigger corporations for a second to finish that off. Totally. Adam had said, interesting parallel. However, Sketchbook Pro was indie and then became part of Autodesk, but now it's back to being independent recently.
Oh, really? Interesting.
And then Rynn had said, deep talks about the recent happenings with social media platforms, because Anonymous or Hieronymus came back asking what we were talking about, and Adam said, right, the feds have to make sure no big corporation attempts to touch Instagram, or else they get a massive fine, something of an incentive for them to think twice before doing something. And then switching subjects, Anthony Jackson asks, who's looking forward to Adobe Max, which is October 26th through October 28th, I believe.
It is indeed, yeah, and that's coming up super fast. You know how time works. But yeah, I'm super excited for that, and I can't wait to be a part of it. We have a stream that we're going to be doing with Ryan Selvey for it, and I am super excited. Basically talking about streaming, so if you're here, you might be interested in that. By the way, I've just been kind of working away on a few different little tests on how I want to render this. So we've got like the liney style kind of here with this log and the little turkey tails. And then we have kind of like a lineless version over here on the right. And on our mouse, we have kind of a mixture where there's lines some places and not lines other places. What do you think?
I think line some places and not in other places helps keep parts of it grounded if you want that extra emphasis, but it still feels kind of misty, which was a quality we were talking about earlier, and all its different connotations.
So
we have about 15 minutes left in the stream, by the way.
Cool. It's kind of like line or edge control, but where the hard edges are, you use line. I like that. So you can blend in the places without line, but then...
I really like the patterning going on at the bottom of the foliage, the abstract foliage on the right.
Yeah, I made it kind of like, I was trying, well, it's obviously like a basic planty shape or whatever, but I was thinking of the moss that looks like little mini ferns, basically.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I don't want it to read too much like this is normal sized foliage. I want it to feel like
I like it. You know, it also kind of helps it read misty, where it's that pattern crawling onto it looks like the whole ground plane is mist, and that's like, it's interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out the ground plane and what's going on there too.
But it also works with that, like, what did you call it about light sources? Abstract light sources, or
sure,
whatever you said at the beginning of the stream, where you said the lighting's going to be there, but you're not going to really see the sources of light in the way that it's reading against that abstract.
You see the sources of light, but you don't see the like shadows cast from it. It's not affecting the environment like light would.
Right.
That's kind of the idea.
Yeah. That's kind of what the bottom of that plant reminds me of, where a plant could be growing down there, but it's being really abstracted.
For sure, yeah, it's much more abstract. You know how I love the abstract, especially lately. By the way, I just wanted to
Sarkower says, speaking of Adobe, APAC, we've got another super fun illustration and animation series with Adrian Waluho starting today in 15 minutes.
Yay! We love to see it. Okay, so APAC streams. Now we'll have to remember because there was daylight savings time in the southern hemisphere already, I believe. I don't know if it's the whole southern hemisphere, but at least in Australia. So the APAC streams are going to be right after our streams, I believe, which is super cool because then you'd have it back to back now until our daylight savings happens.
When is that?
I don't know. I was very nervous that it was today because everybody was up in the Discord being like, no stream? And I was like, yes, stream. So, you know, how it be.
Is it November 1st, maybe? So we got a month.
November 1st. Oh, man. That's crazy. I cannot wait for November. I'm going to be going on a vacation, and I can't wait.
November 7th is daylight savings time. Well, I'm looking at a calendar from 2020, so it could be wrong.
Oh, you liar.
But Rynn said 7th. Because I have the power of an old calendar, and it got me close enough.
I want to know the day, because we're leaving for vacation on the 7th, so if we, like, I don't know, woke up late. It's not a flight, so whatever, it doesn't matter.
And most phones just change automatically, don't they?
Phones do, yeah, usually.
So you wouldn't have been late.
You know how I like to voice my concerns. I'm a verbal processor.
And you know how I like to offer unsolicited solutions.
True. We understand each other.
Yeah. And yet we keep doing the same old things.
But is it a problem? Nah.
If there is, I'll find a solution for it.
This guy. This guy. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Solutions. Alright, so the bottom will just be line. And then we could have the top be different values. Maybe like this.
Dark Hour says it explains why I am exhausted today. Well,
Yeah.
one explanation.
I mean, it makes sense, but also, what was yesterday's excuse? Don't you feel exhausted just a little bit at least every day?
Oh yeah, definitely depends on what I'm doing.
I think everybody should just be taking naps much more than we do. I mean, I do a lot, but just saying, like adults and a lot of people in offices and such, it's got to be normalized to take naps.
If you need them.
There's no... You think they're going to be forcing people to take naps? Like, Anthony, it's your nap time. And you're like, I don't want to.
They did in preschool, so, I mean, what if that comes back around to haunt me?
Oh, crap. Anthony, when that day comes, you can really, like, just rag on me and be like, why did you make this happen? And I'll be like, you need a nap, cranky face. I can't wait. It was all a plan.
Oh my gosh. Weird.
What? No, normal. Ugh. Tip of my nose itched so badly right then. Okay, I'm very happy that we came up with a solution for the lines. Thank you for your input, Anthony. You are invaluable. I should just have
Look
you
who
on
loves my
shoulder.
solutions now.
Anthony plus. I want somebody's opinion like every once in a blue moon, but when I get it, I'm like, why don't I ask for this all the time?
Blue moons occur pretty regularly.
Okay, that's what we learned when we went to Powell Butte.
The
right?
moon.
The moon! To the moon!
No, I think I read that somewhere else. A blue moon is when, is it a full moon that happens twice in a month?
I don't know.
So there could be multiple blue moons throughout the year. I feel like that's what I read. Could be wrong. About lots of stuff.
Yeah, basically everything. That's the disclaimer on our streams.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
That we could be, not that we
About lots
are.
of stuff.
That we could be.
Well, I mean, that's basically like the human race, right? Trust nothing, just try to do research.
Last year it was a blue moon in October. October 31st was a blue moon. Halloween, full moon last year. Which would have been a blue moon because there was that.
Yeah.
It says full moon on the 1st of October 2020. And then reading down this calendar from 2020, it says full moon on the 31st. So last year, this month, blue moon.
Cool. That just makes me a little bit sad because I remember everybody online being like, oh my gosh, no, it was actually in 2019. They were like, next year on Halloween, it's going to be a full moon. It's going to be, I think it was like Saturday or something. Like we're going to get
a Saturday.
Up.
Yeah.
And then it was 2020.
The perfect Halloween. And then we got tricked by Mother Nature.
Tricked big time, buddy. We got the worst trick. Oh no, we should have given him a treat. Quick.
So
Can I
maybe
go
this
back?
year will be a treat. Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Are there going to be trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, there will be, unfortunately.
So what is your plan, safety-wise?
We're gonna come over to your place.
You are. Yes, I agree.
But we're having a Halloween stream, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to have a Halloween stream, you and me. But like, what would you do if kids were coming
That's
to
a
your door?
treat. Oh, they don't, I don't think. We don't put the light on. We don't...
Oh, you don't offer
Have
your
we?
goods?
I don't think we have.
Ever?
Not living here, I mean...
That's so sad. There are probably some really cute kids in your neighborhood who would wear all the costumes and you'd be like, that's awesome.
We might have been ready for it once. Maybe a couple of kids did in like 2018, 2019.
Yeah, way back.
But we're pretty close to 82nd, not in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people who are taking their kids out go more into the neighborhoods and not
yeah.
out towards 82nd, the busy street where your child would probably get run over.
No! Okay, I agree with that.
So,
Keep your
yeah.
kids safe. My goodness.
Um,
Oh man, but what would you? I don't know. If you off the cuff had to recommend something for people who are expecting trick or treaters, how would you deal with it?
I honestly don't know. If you don't want like a big bowl of candy that everybody's reaching inside, because
Oh yeah.
probably not great to be
I
doing
just
that.
imagine like putting individual pieces of candy 6 feet apart and
Yeah,
just
I
like
was
this
thinking like
long
little
line.
baggies maybe. You could do little baggies of candies.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of work on your part.
I mean, I wouldn't
Or
mind.
you still like have people come up to the door and then tell them to get away from the door when you answer it and then
Back
throw
up.
candy at them.
Well, yeah, I'm sure plenty of people will just be like wearing a mask and giving the candy and stuff, and maybe parents will be like, I don't know about the candy stuff. I know that I believe that the latest number I saw on the possibility of it being transferred through just touch, like if somebody sneezed on the candy and then you touched it or something and they had COVID, then I believe it would be like 1 in 10,000, something like that, chances.
Yeah.
But
Okay, that's like really direct. More so than even just reaching a
that
hand
is
into a
totally
bowl.
just my
Could be
brain
wrong,
farting out
everyone.
something. So yeah, don't take
Could
this
be
as
wrong.
fact. Look things up, obviously. But yeah, it was something like that, and I would like to just make that 0. So I would probably either leave the candy to sit for like 3 days or just Clorox everything.
Or you could be
But I know
more
I'm like that.
creative than candy. Candy's just like the go-to what kids want type of thing. But I like what you did with your like printable Halloween monster, like the pumpkin head, the
Yeah.
cape, and like all of that. Printing that out just as a line art, and then having like crayons, a little box of crayons, if
A
that
little pack of
is
crayons. Oh, that's
inexpensive,
cute.
or how much. I guess it depends on how much you want to spend for
Well,
your
and also
Halloween.
how many kids come by, because I know that here we've had about maybe 2 in the last like 5 years. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have a lot that come here.
yeah,
They must go to like certain neighborhoods.
you
but
definitely wouldn't want like 7 million crayons laying around though.
that is the thing. I think it's a safe bet to maybe buy 10 little boxes, but a lot of kids are just gonna have crayons, and you could always ask of the kids that are visiting, like, do you have crayons at home? Because you could just have the little print, or if you don't, here's a box to go along with them.
Nice.
Or, you know, just go to Red Robin and snag a couple.
Okay, so wait, we have a stream, and you're advocating stealing on it.
No, you go there, you buy stuff, and
Stuff.
you just ask if you could have that instead of endless fries. Maybe endless crayons.
Endless crayons. I will eat them all. I'll stuff myself with the crayons. Oh my
or
gosh,
just go with
wow.
multiple people and ask for crayons for everyone.
Game the system. Okay, well, with that being said, I hope that you all have safe Halloweens, and also let me know what your plans are, because I'm sure some of you have a lot of kids that come through. I feel like it was much more clear last year that like, oh, this is a pandemic, but this year a lot of people have different feelings, so I'm very curious what yours are.
I mean,
it's still a pandemic.
It would have
obviously.
been better if the Delta variant wasn't a thing. I feel like it would be a lot more comfortable with a lot more if the Delta variant wasn't 10 times more contagious and on the rise everywhere.
And more variants to come because it's still spreading around and people refuse to get vaccinated, but...
COVID plus.
Dear God. So, with that being said, everybody please get your vaccination whenever you can. And
yeah, handing those out like candy. That's
wearing
free.
Masks and being kind to people, because...
Masks on Halloween. Gotta do it.
It does not matter what other people think as long as you feel safe, as in, like, if people are making fun of you for wearing masks, because that's happened multiple times to me, and I'm like, you know, it really doesn't hurt you, and it's not hurting me either. Guess what? But also, it's just one of those things that I think I am curious about your guys' opinions, because there is a middling ground of something, and obviously there are places all over the world that we're coming from, so it's very different places. And I'd always recommend looking up your local numbers before doing anything, because you never know when, you could be comfortable with one thing one day and not the next day, because there's a big spike going on. Or like when Delta variant was really hitting hard here, we pulled back on a few things and said, let's be even safer, which is really, really sad. It's not good emotionally, but it's necessary physically.
And here we are at 6 o'clock, just taking it back to Halloween decorations real quick. Alessandra says, I decorate my place with skeletons and ghosts. And Rynn says, I don't usually decorate for Halloween, but I have some semi-permanent autumn/Halloween decorations integrated strategically into my study.
Ooh, love it.
And then Rynn goes on to say, I would do more, but we are in a semi-new house and haven't had the extra spending to go crazy with outdoor deco.
That's
Speaking of, I was going to tell Anna before the stream started, but she said I had to wait until the stream.
Yeah.
I was returning some books to the library, and on my walk to the library, I saw a Halloween decorated lawn with so many like fun skeletons placed throughout, and I kind of like slowed down to appreciate it. And out of the ether comes this puppy black lab holding one of the fake skeleton bones in his mouth, just like looking at me and wagging his tail. And I was like, you're the cutest thing. What?
Spooky puppy. Oh, I love it. Oh, Joe, APAC stream. Gotta go. Have a good APAC stream.
6 o'clock. We probably gotta log off.
Yeah, let's all go to the APAC stream. Let's raid them. Real quick before we go, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. Obviously, we've talked about some heavier subjects, which with that, I always worry that we're going to say something not as eloquently as we
could be wrong.
We could always be wrong. We are not fact. We are not science. So please do research for anything that you feel it impacts your decisions at all. And also, thank you for listening and for sticking in here and hopefully understanding our faults with good faith. We love you, and we're going to keep working on this piece. It's slowly but surely getting somewhere. I'm a lot happier with the direction this time because I feel like I have a firmer grasp on what I want it to be. And we will see you again on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific. Anthony, is there anything you'd like to say before we go?
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah.
And happy first days of fall, or October, rather.
October, yeah. I mean, September went by in a flash, so...
It really did.
But
and we're still getting some good weather coming around, so it feels still summery. I think it's supposed to be like 70 degrees tomorrow.
I know. I feel like today was a heat wave. But, it's raining in our hearts, so we're here.
Is it?
Well, in my heart, at least, it's cozy and rainy, and like you hear it through the window.
Yes, that's what people say about their hearts when they're cozy and happy. It's raining in my heart. Yeah, that's
okay. It's positively raining in my heart. At the
positively
raining. So in fall, I think rain is a great thing. In spring, I think rain is the devil. Okay, so watch this happen over winter.
Interesting. Rain needs to happen in spring. I feel like in fall, everything's just dying. Like, you don't need to rain right now. Just let it be dry and crunchy.
I do like
soggy,
dry crunchy. It's
though,
true. But I like seeing the creek all full. Anyways, we'll see you later. Have a great day, night, wherever you are. Bye.
Bye.